Hi, welcome everybody. I will call to order the regular meeting of Yuba City City Council slated for June 23rd at approximately 1:10. Mr. Clerk, can we have the roll call, please?
Mayor Earn,
Here.
Vice Mayor Ball,
Here.
Councilmember Villa,
Here.
Councilmember Garcia,
Here.
and Councilmember Lucatero.
Here.
Thank you. Now we will have an invocation led by Councilmember Lucatero, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice Mayor Ball.
Everyone please stand. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for the opportunity once again to represent our citizens and our community as a whole. We pray that you will be with us to bless us and give us and lend us your wisdom and power to help us make decisions for our community and for the future to come. Amen.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
That's annoying. Thank you. On that note, we will move forward with today's agenda. Our first item, we have Samantha Coombs, the Department Head of Parks and Recreation, to discuss the possibility of a new recreation area.
Mayor, does it work? I did. Mayor Hearn, members of the City Council, and concerned citizens. My name is Samantha Coombs, and I'm the head of Parks and Recreation. Today I'm here to tell you to ask for a request to build an amphitheater by the Gap, by the Quashay Aquatic Park, and the fairgrounds in the parking lot. The recommendation, I believe that this would be a great thing to start because it would give the youth of this community something fun to do and hang out at a safe place. This amphitheater will give the youth of Yuba City a place to go and have a good time just to relax with friends and have a great time. I believe that this will bring all the kids together to one safe place and be fun for everyone. This amphitheater is estimated to be about $300,000 and it will be paid through bonds. When it continues to grow, we will pay it all back. The analysis, the space by the Gap is rarely used, so it wouldn't be taking away from anything, just adding to it. Alternatives, we would be continuing to discuss this at the next council meeting. And if you can see here, this is the place where we would like to build it. Thank you. At this time, I will take any questions.
Any comments or questions from the council before I move it to the public?
Through the mayor. Ms. Coombs, how would this facility be used? Would it be used for independent and public functions or only independent functions?
This will be used for both independent and it could be rented out by anyone. So for independent, I think they would just be using it mostly for like movie nights for their independent. And if it wanted to be rented out by, say, Gap, they do the concert in the park, and that will be one thing that they can rent it out for.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, the plot of land you've chosen is owned by the state, and so how do you recommend that we gain this parcel of land?
We do not know, but I will get back to you.
So follow up, do you have any alternatives, or if we don't get the land piece that you recommend?
Not as of right now.
Do you plan on having a full staff all the time, or do you plan on having whoever rents out the amphitheater staff it themselves?
So it would be staff that's already there that is maintaining the place, and then it will be also staff that from the people if they are renting it.
Through the mayor, what security measures will you be taking?
Well, there's going to be 2 security guards there during the day and also 2 security guards there during the night. Thank you.
Through the mayor, do you have plans for any repercussions for if anyone violates the rule?
What rule?
Just any rule, like rules for how long the amphitheater will be open for, rules against use of controlled substances.
Well, our security guards will be there and they're going to be well trained, so they will be taking care of it.
Thank you.
Through the mayor. Madam Mayor, regarding the area which they're trying to get for the amphitheater, it would either need to be rezoned or we would need to obtain a use permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the council? Hearing none, seeing none, I will open this to the public. If any members of the public would like to voice their concerns, please make your way to the stand.
My name is Casey Coombs, and I live off Franklin, and I am here to advocate for this amphitheater. As a member of the youth in this community, I believe we should give our younger citizens a recreation area to hold events and get together for the whole community to enjoy. I feel that building an amphitheater would provide a place that lets you experience the outdoors while enjoying a movie or getting the opportunity to listen and support our local music groups and others that come to perform. We only have a couple places for our youth to enjoy. Creating more locations for them would help them become more involved in our community. You should really consider putting in a recreation center because it will bring local business together and give not only teens in our community but the little kids and families in our community and a place to come together that's affordable.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Armando Gonzalez Raya, and I am against the building of the theater for it being a conservative. I believe that we should not build a new facility for this, but rather find a new location within the already built that are on lease right now. So I find it's a waste of money to build a new facility rather than reusing what we already have, which there are many locations that we have right now that are empty. If I find a better spot or a reasonable to be placed for Morris Center. I feel also that it's too far away from a group of the age range from people who would like to participate. So building it there will be controversial to travel, and then you have to figure about a lot of other factors that go along with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public? All right, I'll bring this back to council for action.
Through the mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt the staff's recommendation.
Through the mayor, I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. All right. Next on our agenda, we have Mr. Tom Lee from Building and Planning discussing the building of an emergency homeless shelter.
Mayor Hearn, members of the council, and concerned citizens. My name is Tom Lee, and I am the head of planning and building. My staff report is on homeless shelter construction. Background and purpose. The community of Yuba City requests to build a homeless shelter in response to thousands of homeless people living in the treacherous streets facing severe, harsh weather conditions. Cincinnati Center City Development Corp estimates that it will cost about $40 million to build 3 new homeless shelters. A solution to this problem is that fundraising and donating money can help make the process come to fruition and be one step closer to make this project come to reality. This bar graph shows homeless people in Sacramento from 2009 to 2015. After the 2008 recession, homelessness was at its peak and shortly afterwards started to decline. In recent years, however, it started to increase and it's nearly reached the 2008 peak again. Recommendation. From the perspective of the Department of Planning and Building, it is recommended that building a homeless shelter should be put in place. It will cost $1.3 million to build and run a homeless shelter. It can be funded through raising taxes and also through donations. The homeless shelter would also affect this community by cleaning up our ecosystem. If we effectively move the homeless population from rivers to the cities, then there will be less pollution, less violence, and less work for our wastewater treatment facility.
Thank you. Any questions from the council?
Through the mayor, what location do you suggest for this homeless shelter?
Far away from the neighborhood, so then we won't get complaints from the people, but closer to the stores like Walmart, Sam's Club, and Winco, so they could buy their food, supplies, etc.
Thank you.
Through the mayor.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Thank you. Have you had any communication with Emergency Medical Services and Setter Animal Services Authority in regards to building this facility?
Unfortunately, no, but I'll call them once I have a chance.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, have you considered limitations to the shelter as to, for instance, how long a homeless person can stay there so that some of the homeless members don't excessively take advantage of the facility and so that they don't prevent others from utilizing the facility in turn?
That's a good question, but I'll get back to you on that one.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, will this facility be run by paid workers or on a volunteer basis?
I don't know about that one, but yeah, that's a good question too. So
Thank
I don't really have the answer to that one.
Will you have any rehabilitation services available or mental health services for the people staying at the shelter?
Definitely, we'll have medical care, a place for homeless people to sleep at night, lots of food, medicine, all that.
Through the mayor, in turn, will there be a pet facility provided?
Yeah, we've been looking at a place where homeless people could put their pets, because I know that like their pets are like their family, so it means a lot to them. So we're working on that one too.
Through the mayor, will the facility be more short-term, just to give a homeless person a stay for a couple nights, or more long-term to give them a place to stay and focus on getting them back on their feet and helping them find a job?
It's mostly for everybody, because I feel like every homeless people have a chance to like live there as long as they can, so then they could get a job and find whatever they need.
Okay, thank you.
Through the mayor, what demographics will this emergency homeless shelter benefit?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so will it be like a women's and children's shelter, or will it be everyone or veterans?
It's mostly for everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Will you have separate facilities if like there's single moms with their children and single men? I mean, in your shelter, will there be like separate sleeping or facilities and things?
Yeah, there'll be separate rooms for men and women, so they won't have cross past each other. So they'll be like bad and stuff. Like, yeah.
Through the mayor, in order to keep the certain groups like children away from the men on the other side, would you be looking into having security monitor the areas?
Oh, most definitely, because homeless people, you don't know like what they could do. Like, they might carry a weapon or something. So like we take very seriously on care, and so that we won't yeah. I just doze off for a second.
All right, thank you.
Through the mayor, so I see that you've recommended that we pay for building with the tax increase and through donations. Will this also pay for other utilities like medical?
Yes.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, how will you handle the possession and the usage of controlled substances by the people who are staying at your shelter?
That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that one.
Through the mayor, Madam Mayor, regarding the homeless shelter, if we were to build it, we would need to find a suitable area so we won't have any danger, and also we would need to either rezone it or obtain a use permit.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the council?
Through the mayor, you want to put it next to a store. How do you think that would lower the morale of that area, seeing as people shop there on a daily basis?
What do you mean by that?
Like, citizens, you know, they go shop for their groceries, and having all these homeless people around that area, how do you think that would affect the attendance to that store?
Some people may be shocked to see like a homeless people come to a store, because like what, there's a homeless person like buying food because they don't have money. But like as more and more homeless people come to like stores like Walmart, Winco, etc., I feel like it becomes more acceptable and become human being, because yeah, I don't know.
Any other questions or comments from the council? No. All right, I'll open this up to the public. If you have any comments, please make your way to the stand.
Okay. Hello, my name is Allegra Lopez, and I live off of Township Road. I believe that our city should build a shelter for the homeless members of our community. There are about 1,000 homeless people in our city, and building them a shelter would help reduce violence and damage to our ecosystem. Most homeless people have settled at the river bottoms. They have set fires to destruct other members' property, and they get into physical fights. They also leave their trash everywhere. They relieve themselves into the Feather River, which is where we get our drinking water from. I do not want to have to worry about the sanitation of drinking water because our homeless relieve themselves into the river. People deserve an opportunity to become responsible, independent community members. All these people are a part of Yuba City, homeless or not. Everyone in this community deserves a chance to thrive and enjoy what we could all do together. A lot of these people have had a home at some point in their life, and they had a family to go to. This program could help them get back to something they were once comfortable with.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I'm Gregory Dunbar, and I live off Jones. As a concerned citizen, I feel homelessness is a big issue in Yuba City. Due to the homeless numbers rising, some people believe that a homeless shelter is the way to go. But this is a mistake, because some homeless people will abuse this act of kindness and not say they're welcome, not giving anyone else a chance to go to the shelter and use its services. Another reason homeless shelters wouldn't be a good idea to build is homeless shelters lack safety. Like unless they have metal detectors, you never know if somebody's carrying an arm that can actually harm someone. And even if they didn't have a weapon, they could still choke someone or anything else. Also, the spread of unseen diseases. There's certain diseases that can be passed on without actually knowing that you have them. And also, background checks. Those are too much of a hassle. Like, say somebody has like sexual assault or something in their background that is actually important, it's too much. You can't like check every single person because not everybody has something on them, especially if they're homeless. A way to fix this is kind of to build more apartments. That'll help more because more people can actually have a chance to get a small house and like kind of get a job and get just cheaper housing instead of having to live down by a levee or anywhere else on the street.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the public? All right, I'll bring this back to the council for action.
Through the mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt the staff's recommendation.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Moving on to the last item on our agenda tonight, we have Mr. Wasim Sandhu with HR proposing the hiring of an extra animal control officer. Mr. Sandhu?
Mayor Hearn, members of the council, and concerned citizens, I'm Wasim Sandhu. I'm 17 years old, and I'm the head of HR for the entire city. This is the staff report on hiring an additional animal control officer. Background and purpose. Sutter Animal Services Authority is in need of an additional animal control officer to respond to an annual rate of 6,000 calls, about 500 calls per month. The Yuba City Animal Shelter currently has 3 active animal control officers to overlook all of Sutter County, Live Oak, and Yuba City. Animal control officers are responsible for capturing stray and/or aggressive animals, rescuing animals from suspected cruelty, and taking care of deceased animals. So the median salary of an animal control officer is $32,500, which is between $28K and $40K as of January 2016. But this is expected to increase with added experience over the years, so these raises will be managed and administered by my department. Sutter Animal Services Facility shelters more than 3,600 dogs, cats, and other animals annually, which could increase with the addition of these officers. This is just a graph of the national salary of animal control officers, and you can see there's an exponential peak towards the end, and it's still rising, even though that figure stops at 2014. From the documentary Over the Hedge, this is one of those animal control officers. So this is what we'd see if we hired just one animal control officers, but the HR solution is to hire 2 animal control officers at an entry-level part-time salary of $14,000 each, to allow for growth to an annual median level salary as their experience increases. Instead of 1 full-time worker, this allows for more resources and better availability for the price of 1. And a full-time worker would require benefits such as paid vacation days, health services, and retirement. Part-time workers would not, so this would cost less. At this point, if you have any questions or comments, there's a trash can over. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Sandhu. Does the council have any comments or questions before I move this to the public?
Yes. Through the mayor, will our euthanasia rates increase dramatically with the hiring of 2 more additional animal control officers?
No, they would not.
Through the mayor, since there are currently 3 workers who receive a large salary to compensate for their efforts to oversee all of Yuba City, Live Oak, and Sutter County, would their salaries decrease as they work less with 2 more part-time officers working in to fill their positions? Or
That's
to fill
a
the time?
good question, but I don't think so, because as they work more, as they gain more experience, their salaries actually increase, and this isn't just at the local level, this is at the national level.
Okay.
For the mayor, how will the city of Yuba City be affected financially, seeing as how the Sutter Animal Services Authority is a joint powers authority?
Could you be more specific?
How will the city of Yuba City have to contribute in regards to hiring 2
Well, Yuba City is actually in complete control of Sutter Animal Services, so they would be providing the entire cost of these officers.
Thank you.
Through the mayor. Madam Mayor, regarding the additional animal control officer, I believe it would be acceptable because as more officers you obtain, their salaries would decrease, but in the coming years it would increase because of their experience necessary. And since they're part-time, we don't have to give them as much benefits, but also regarding that, we will need to look at all the legal and court process it would take to hire those 2 additional officers.
Thank you. Do you think it would be difficult to integrate these part-time workers into the schedule that the 3 workers have already established? Because I know it's pretty rigid in how they have it right now.
No, I think it actually helped them because they'd have 2 additional workers, and since they'd be part-time, they could cover just one shift for each part of the day. So one of them would work in the day, one of them would work in the night. I think it would actually help them.
Through the mayor, how would it be expected to pay for additional care for the animals as they increase? Because if these other workers are finding a lot more stray animals, they would have to be like taken care of at the shelter. So would they be paid through taxes?
That's a good question. I would assume so.
Through the mayor, if we're gonna have 2 part-time workers, how are we gonna keep the part-time workers there? I mean, won't they quit after a while if they get a better job, because they won't be receiving benefits and they'll be receiving a dramatically less pay? And so will that be hard to integrate?
Yeah, would we end up integrating them into full-time workers, or how would that work?
And so how are we gonna take on 2 full-time workers if that happens?
That's true. That's not something HR thought of.
Do you, through the mayor, also, do you believe our city has the budget to pay for 2 more full-time,
Well,
part-time
considering
workers?
the budget is $40 million, I think we have the money.
That budget is used for other things as well.
That's true. Next. No.
Thank you, Mr. Sandu. Any more questions from the council? All right, I'll move this to the public. Please make your way to the stand if you have anything to say.
Hello, my name is Ivy James. I live off of Ida Court, and I am for the addition of 2 part-time animal control officers because I have actually job shadowed for the 2 animal control officers that are actually in the field right now. That would be Kay Sweeney and Kimberly Skinner. As of right now, they are very understaffed, and they would definitely do need the additional help that they can get. I also know that this job is fairly stressful. They barely get any time off as of right now because they are so understaffed. In fact, Kimberly, the only time that she got time off was for a broken ankle that she got on the job. So the addition of the 2 part-time workers would really help with their schedule. That's for sure.
Thank you, Ivy. Anyone else have anything to say?
Hello, my name is Nolan Otis, and I live off Buchanan Road, and as a concerned citizen, I feel that adding an additional animal control officer would not be the right choice for the city, and that's because the animal shelter's budget is $800,000, and to hire a extra animal control officer would be $65,000. Total cost for 4 officers would be $260,000 to hire all of them, and this will also increase the amount of stray dogs and animals that the shelter will have to take in, and this will lead to the increased cost of treatment and care for all the animals at the shelter. And this will also cause rates for citizens who are bringing their animals in for treatment and licensing, so that would be bad for them. And those are the reasons why I feel that it'd be a bad idea to add more, another animal control officer. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the public? Hearing none, seeing none, I'll bring this back to council for action.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the recommendation by the staff.
I second that motion.
We have a second, or a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
All right, did not pass. That was last on our agenda tonight. Mr. Clerk, do we have any written requests?
There's one written request, Madam Mayor, and if he or she will present themselves up to the stand.
Hi, I'm Jacob Perry. I'm for the Pill Democrat. What will you propose for hiring future animal control officers if calling numbers continue to increase?
I think that the part-time idea was a good idea, but maybe we should really take a look at how that will affect us in the long term before we move on to something so quickly.
Okay. What type of concerns will you consider with noise violence in the neighborhood surrounding Gap?
Through the mayor, that area is known for a lot of gang violence, and so noise might be a problem. But we can always the fairgrounds also happen there, and so we can always combat noise.
All right. How do you propose to move our homeless to a new location? What about those residents?
Could you repeat the question? Sorry.
All right. How do you propose to move our homeless to a new location? And what about those residents?
Probably first just getting the word out. I know many of the homeless come to, church functions, or they get help from nonprofit organizations. So if we set up advertisement there saying like, I know you come and get stuff here, maybe you should go to the homeless center. That would probably be our first step in moving all of those to the other area.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, now we will hear council reports, starting with Councilwoman Villa.
I'm Councilwoman Villa, reporting for the police department. There has been an increase in the complexity of finding recipients of subpoenas due to a prolonged period of response time.
At the animal shelter, it has been discussed that citizens should take steps to spay and neuter their animals. With it being summertime, animals are getting out more and they're kind of getting busy, obviously playing tag. Some people believe that the animals should get a chance to have a different kind of moment, but once the animals end up reproducing and the offspring grow up, they're going to have to be neutered and spayed as well. With that being said, there will be a large increase of animals, leading to additional animals being put into the shelters and needing a place to stay, but there are already so many that need to get adopted anyway.
The Parks and Recreation Board has seen an increase in the enrollment for the City Hall Summer Camp. We have about 100 participants with a projected estimate of about 150 in July. This is some of the highest attendance we have seen since we began our program, and it provides a good and safe place for children aged 5 to 12 to be at during the summer while parents are at work, and it seems to be working out very well for us.
I just had a meeting with the engineering department, and Bridge Street is right on track and is estimated to be complete by the projected time. And I also met with the board of the Fremont Hospital. If the hospital passes all of its expected inspections, then it's on track to open on the set date this summer.
I spent some time with finance department this week, and I know we just had our annual auditors come. Everything seemed to be in order. They found no discrepancies in our system. Also, I was with HR, and they were doing their essential piece project, which was basically they made a puzzle out of a picture of each department in the city and sent each employee of the department a puzzle piece. This was promoting teamwork because each of the employees had to come together to form the puzzle and finish the picture. And I think it was definitely a hit from everything I've heard. With that, I will adjourn today's meeting. Thank you all for coming very much.